Hello, welcome to the next part of this video. This is Jenny. This is Queen's Gambit, another one, another Funko. Britney Spears, Toxic Era. Kelly Bundy from Married with Children. Jenny Humphrey from Gossip Girl. Catwoman with the Mask, and Laura Moon from American Gods. So I'll just get these out of the way. And while I get these out of the way, I might as well just start talking about the Blu-rays. So this one is LA Confidential. Got this one from England, actually. Pretty good film. One of the best pictures of '97. And it comes with a nice slip. Not a bad release there. Then we have The Hills Have Eyes. This is a Arrow release of The Hills Have Eyes. I like the remake a little better, but this is not a bad film. This is the Wes Craven original. Got that one on sale. And then we have the Jesus Day. This is the Omen collection. Pretty good release as well. The first one is the best one, but the remake's pretty good as well. Nice sequels. I just don't like the DVD shape of this one, but it's pretty good. This is not a Blu-ray, but it is the Florence and the Machine album, Dance Forever, the new one, in a kind of like a digipack format. Pretty good album. I'm a big fan of them. RoboCop trilogy. Have not rewatched this, but a pretty good, from what I recall, a pretty good trilogy to have. Then we have the Mothman Prophecies. Got this from an Imprint Films, an Australian release, because it wasn't available in the US. Love this film. I love the mythology of this film. Think it's excellent. Thought it was pretty creepy at times as well. Very happy to have this release. It's a nice release as well. And then we have a 2-pack of Wes Anderson's animated films, The Isle of Dogs, and actually just Isle of Dogs and Fantastic Mr. Fox. Both are very great. Wes Anderson, I don't think he's ever made a bad film. Knock Knock, pretty kind of like a dumb Eli Roth film, but it's so like amazing. It has Lorenza Izzo and Ana de Armas in early roles, and Keanu Reeves. So funny, very rewatchable. Love that film. Here is a series that I think is one of the best horror series of all time, Psycho, because I think all 4 releases are just good. 2 and 3 are really good sequels. Obviously, the first one's fantastic, and I already have a few versions of that one as well. And the TV movie's not bad either. Norman Bates, Psycho Collection. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I do like some Star shows. So I have American Gods Season 1, which I really like. I'm a huge fan of Emily Browning. I think the show got canceled eventually, but this was a good first season. I like that one. And this is Almost Falling Over. This is Videodrome, David Cronenberg's body horror film. One of his best ones for sure. Definitely worth a Criterion release. And then we have 2 seasons of The Deuce from HBO. This is a show with James Franco and Maggie Gyllenhaal, who I love. I wish they released season 3 on Blu-ray. They did not. They did a DVD. I'm just like holding out hope that maybe one day a series will come out or something. Eventually I'll have to get the DVD, but I like the show a lot. I think it had more in it to go on longer, but they just end things whenever they want. This is all gonna definitely fall. Oh boy. All right, let's try this slowly. Thor Ragnarok. Actually, this is just Thor. All right, Thor is in here, so it's gonna come up. But this is Thor: Dark World and Thor Ragnarok. It's kind of weird to go to these first, but got the Marvel steel books of it. Did not like Dark World, and it just seems dark when it's filmed. Hard to see things. And Ragnarok is funny. I like I like that one. Then we have Thoroughbreds, one of my favorite films actually. This is just fantastic. It's Olivia Cooke and Anya Taylor-Joy in early roles, and I love both of them. I'm a huge fan of both of them. Such a good film. I have a t-shirt of that film as well. And then we have To Catch a Thief in the Paramount release version. Got this because it's not part of any of the Alfred Hitchcock box sets. And it's a really good film. It's shot very well and it just looks beautiful at times. This is a really good release to own. And then another box set in my collection that I really like is Tom Cruise's Blu-ray collection. So it has Top Gun, of course, a classic. I love the sequel. I have it later on. Collateral, really good Michael Mann film with Tom Cruise as a villain. Minority Report, a very solid, I think it's Steven Spielberg. War of the Worlds, really like that film as well. And Days of Thunder, probably my least favorite from the set, but this is a great set. If you like these films, this is great to just get it all in one. Then we have Titanic. This is a really great film. I don't get the hate that people give it. It's worthy of everything all the praise that it gets. James Cameron's epic. It's back in theaters in 3D. I'm trying to catch it one of these days. Hopefully can do. Just a great film. That's gonna live on forever, that film. Tomb Raider. Lara Croft's Tomb Raider. Pretty decent film. Angelina Jolie does look nice as Lara Croft. I got it mostly because these steelbooks are quite... I really like them. Cradle of Life is a nice steelbook as well. Not as good as the film, but hey, the steelbooks are nice. And then we have the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider. I have two versions of this. There's one later on, a steelbook, but I like this film as well. I wish they released. I wish they did another sequel to this, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Total Recall, classic Arnold Schwarzenegger, very rewatchable film, sci-fi film with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. And then we have Ben Affleck's The Town, probably his best directed film. I think it's amazing. And this is a really good standout Jeremy Renner performance as well. Before he got huge with Avengers and all that. So, get this all out of the way. All right, now I think I'll be okay. So we have The Toxic Avenger, Lloyd Kaufman film. It's like a gruesome film, but like kind of comedy. Nice film to have, nice green case. And then we have the full Toy Story collection. So, Jesus, so annoying. I hate my space. Sorry about that. Toy Story, the original, I think the best one. Toy Story 2. Toy Story 3. Pretty good as well. I like that one better than 2. And then Toy Story 4. It's so stupid that the steelbook does not look anything like those. It just would have made sense to release it like that. But this is a good film. At first, I didn't think it needed to exist, and then I watched it and I thought, you know what, it's fine. Training Day, really great Denzel Washington performance, probably the best one of his career. Fantastic film. And then here's one I really like, a Danny Boyle film, Trance. I think this film is amazing. It's such a fun watch, fun to rewatch as well. And then we got the Transporters. If you remember, I have Transporter 3 in a Jason Statham box set shown earlier. This is Transporter 1 and 2. Good films. 1 is probably a little better, but they're quality. And then we're going into the Transformers series. So this is the original Michael Bay Transformers. Great film. Revenge of the Fallen. I know a lot of people hate this one, but I think it's good. All right, now we're going to have to take a break while I put all this crap down. All right. And then we have Transformers Dark of the Moon. Pretty good film as well. I enjoyed that one. Age of Extinction. This is where it started getting like a little convoluted and harder to understand. But I rewatched it and really focused on it. And then The Last Night. Probably the worst one. But pretty hard to understand. I gave it a rewatch and I appreciate it a little more, but they're not good. The last two are not good. I think those are the Mark Wahlberg ones. Now we have fantastic addition to my collection, Tree of Life by Terrence Malick, my favorite film from him, and I think one of the best films of all time. I have not seen this full cut yet. I think it's like a 3-hour, 4-hour cut. I have not seen it yet, so one of these days I really need to watch that one. Then I have another classic, A Trip to the Moon, the 1902 film. It's a short film. It's like 15 minutes long, but it has other features in here. And this is just one of the greatest things ever. I love it. I have a shirt of this as well. 999. Got this one off of Instagram. Somebody was planning to give some Blu-rays, like we're doing a trade of like copies that I already had. And this was one of the titles. Pretty good film. Not bad at all. It has a nice cast, worthy of a watch. Troll 1 and 2. Troll 1 is kind of like a straight up horror. Troll 2 is just like one of the best, worst best films of all time or whatever. So quotable and just like makes you laugh. And there's like no trolls in it. That one's a good one. True Grit, a nice Coen Brothers remake right here. A little hard to understand. Jeff Bridges in this one. Gotta have the subtitles on. True Lies, this is a bootleg. I think they're releasing it eventually, but I already have it here, so it's fine. Good James Cameron film with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. True Romance, one of my favorite films of all time. I now have 2 copies of this as well, because I have the 4K Steelbook, so I will be getting rid of this. Let me toss that one somewhere else. Yikes. And then The Truman Show. Really great, very creative film about a man whose life is broadcasted on a TV show and he doesn't even know about it. That is a very creative film. I like that one. And then we have this little row here. If everything abides. Oh my god. Alright. Things are falling again. Things are going to get way easier later once I'm out of this stupid shelf thing. The Twilight series. This is the full series. It's not a 4K, but it's a steelbook of all of the films. I didn't like. I'm not a fan of any of them. I just got this set because I thought I would just like rewatch it one day. Because I think like one of them has Anna Kendrick and I like Dakota Fanning, so I'll try to rewatch these sometime. Not in any huge rush, but that's that. 2 Days, One Night, really great Criterion film. One of the best Marion Cotillard performances I've ever seen. That's such a good film. Two for the Road, another really great film with Audrey Hepburn and geez, I don't even know the name. Forgive me, but good film. Twilight Time release. This one is, you have to kind of think about because it goes back and forth in time, and you have to really pay attention to Audrey Hepburn's hair to see like what the era is for that one. That's a good film. This is a bootleg of Twilight Zone, the movie. Pretty good sketches. Obviously, the first one is marred in tragedy with the death of like cast member, the actor Vic Morrow, and child actors. So it's a little cursed in a way, but nice sketches in this one. I'm a huge Twilight Zone fan. I have the series box set, as you've seen earlier. The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. This is a Jacques Demy film that I bought blind by because I really like Catherine Deneuve. So it's a musical, but it's a really well made one. That's definitely a good blind buy. I usually do hit them well with blind buys. Uncut Gems, really great Adam Sandler performance, probably one of his best ones as well. The Safdie brothers, really great film. I like the score in that one too. Under the Skin, very good Scarlett Johansson performance here. It's more muted, like a muted performance. Nice little sci-fi film there. And then we have Under the Silver Lake. I thought it could have been a little better than it was, and it's a little long. This is the follow-up by the It Follows director, but I like Riley Keough. Not a bad film there. One that I want to praise a little bit because I saw this in theaters and I was blown away. Like, I had no expectations whatsoever. Kristen Stewart was great in this, and then I don't want to say anything, but you have to watch this film because it's really great. Like, the last 20 minutes of this is just fantastic. That's a really good, really good sci-fi horror. Underworld Collection. This is the full collection. I really like the first one. Second one's all right, and then I'm not a huge fan of the rest, but it's nice to have this collection along with that Resident Evil one from earlier. And then we have Unfriended, pretty good social media era horror film. I think this is a pretty rewatchable, and it's actually really good. I move these out of the way. All right, and we have Unforgiven and The Outlaw Josie Wells, two-pack Clint Eastwood Western collection. Gotta love that. And then somebody made just some bootlegs of DVDs of Taylor Swift's music videos and stuff like that. So I have that as well. As you can tell, I'm a huge fan. All right, so we'll just get through these titles now. So this is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm gonna give an unpopular opinion. I'm not a huge fan of this film. When there's an animated film, I'll either like it or like most of the time I'm not into animated films. So like this is one of those where I'm not like blown away. But I appreciate that people love it, you know. And then we have Spirited Away. Here's an animated film that I really like. Very good Studio Ghibli films. Not my top favorites from him, but obviously worth a from Miyazaki. Obviously worth a buy. Great. I love that they released all of these on Steelbook. I try to get as much as I can. Spotlight, really good journalism era news drama about corruption. I like these types of films a lot. Great Rachel McAdams performance in this as well. Here was a blind buy that was stellar. Spring, this is a film by the Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson. They've made some stuff since then, but this is an amazing romantic horror film. Holy cow, amazing film. Spring Breakers, had to give this one a rewatch to really enjoy it. This is kind of like a Harmony Korine film that's like a little bit jagged and controversial, I guess, in a way, but it's not bad. This was a blind buy. No blind buy. I'm not taking credit for that. This is a horror pack release. Saint Agatha. I don't even remember it, but the cover looks cool. That is not a blind buy. Star Trek. This is the J.J. Abrams releases, Into Darkness, and then we have a really beautiful steelbook, one of the best in the collection, Star Trek Beyond, but it's actually the worst film from these three. I think they go in order of quality. First one's the best, second, and then third. I do wish they made another one. I mean, I'm into it, so go for it. And now we have one of my favorite series of all time, one of everyone's favorite series of all time, Star Wars, Phantom Menace, steelbook. All right, I'll talk about these one by one because I like these. Good film. Darth Maul obviously makes the film excel much more than it is. But I like it. I think it's a good cast. Nice little setup for young Anakin. I like that one. Attack of the Clones, probably the worst one of those prequel trilogies. Prequel and the sequel trilogies. Yeah, it's enjoyable in a way, but yeah, I'm a Star Wars apologist, so I'll like all of it somehow. Revenge of the Sith, I think this is a decent film. Has a lot of good momentum in this one. And the transformation scene into Darth Vader, I think, is done really, really well. Let me see, maybe I could just get gas. Okay. New Hope, obviously a classic. Beautiful steelbook here. That's a great one. Empire Strikes Back, a lot of people's favorite one. Not my favorite one, but oh my god, the quality of this is amazing. This is such a great film. What a wonderful sequel to that original Star Wars. And then Return of the Jedi. For some reason, this is my favorite one. I really love this film. This is my favorite Star Wars film ever. I don't know why. Maybe it's the Ewoks, but I love this film. And I also really loved The Force Awakens. I love Rey, and I thought they did a great job with this. Kylo Ren's great in it. I know a lot of people criticize this trilogy, but I think this one is fantastic. And then I got a Target release of The Force Awakens as well, because I was on a real Force Awakens buzz at the time. I don't like these Target flimsy releases. It's like really thin, but you know, I already got it, so just keep it. Double dip that one. And then I keep them in order of like theatrical release. So there's Rogue One. I need to give this a rewatch because I did fall asleep, but not because it was boring. I was just really tired. And the Darth Vader scene in this is fantastic as well. I got to give that one a rewatch, especially after watching Andor. The Last Jedi. I really like the steelbook. I like this film a lot. I have no problem with Rian Johnson in this, what he did with this film. I have no complaints whatsoever. I like that film. Solo Star Wars story, much better than I thought it would be, which is great. So that's enjoyable. And then The Rise of Skywalker. It has, first of all, this steelbook is amazing. One of the best ones in the collection. Whether you like or hate this film, you can't deny that this is a nice steelbook. You know, people will say what they want. I thought it was okay. It's not that good. It's a little disappointing, I guess, but you got to complete the collection, so. Starsky and Hutch, pretty good comedy, like 70s era comedy with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. Really good comedy right here. Step Brothers, very enjoyable, that one. So many quotable moments. A really enjoyable Aaron Sorkin script. Danny Boyle, Steve Jobs. I think this is the superior Steve Jobs film. Great Michael Fassbender performance as well, one of his best ones. This is a very good film that shows 3 different eras in his life. Like that go around Apple releases. I thought it was just creative. I love that film. Got this one pretty cheap at like a dollar store. Stoker, really good film. With Mia Wasikowska, love her. This is a good film. A lot of visually, I think that's a really good film. Get out of here. All right, Straight Outta Compton. Good film. Like their music a lot. NWA. Maybe a little, it breaks down a little bit at the end, but still a good film. And then we have another good one, Strangers on a Train. I believe I got this because it's not in the box set. Usually when I have these solo releases, it's because it's not included in the box set, so I don't think it is. It might be, I don't know. But this is a really, really good Hitchcock film. Very creative script. Love this film. That man never does any wrong. He's just fantastic. Sucker Punch, Steelbook. I like this film because of the score. The score is nice. You've got babes fighting in this. It has its issues, you know. Zack Snyder narratively, it has its issues for sure, but I really like the score of this one. It's fine. Here's one that's not fine though. Suicide Squad, terrible film. I'll probably never rewatch it. This is like my least favorite DC adaptation. I think they just did a terrible job with this. They improved on it with the new one, which I have as well later on. Sunset Boulevard, one of the most classic films. Beautiful Gloria Swanson performance. Amazing film. This is a classic. Like when you talk about cinema, like this has to be mentioned straight up. Another film that I'll give a personal 10 out of 10, Sunshine, my favorite Danny Boyle film. Love the score, love everything about it, love the performances. I think this film is so good. People have problems with the end, but I thought it was just fine. Really good comedy, super bad, funny, super funny. This one, very quotable, rewatchable as well. And then we have a kind of ET inspired film, Super 8 by J.J. Abrams. Pretty good film. Nice to have in the collection. I'm not sure if that was in my last video, but it's here now. And then we have Suspiria. I have the other Suspiria up there, and then this is the new one by Luca Guadagnino, maybe, the Call Me by Your Name director. Really good film. I thought this was like night and day difference in both Suspirias, but this is in its own way, it's fantastic. Both of them are great. Like I'm not gonna say one is better than the other. They're very different films. Sweeney Todd, Demon Barber of Fleet Street, a Tim Burton musical, pretty good film as well. Nice Johnny Depp performance in that one. Really good film here, Swallow, with God, what's her name? Haley Bennett. Interesting film for sure. That came out during like pandemic time, so it was a weird time. I think it was like a VOD release or something to watch it. I don't know. Swiss Army Man. Everyone talks about Everything Everywhere All at Once by the Daniels, but this is my favorite film by them. I think this is just a bizarre, weird, but so much emotion in this film. Amazing, amazing, amazing film. This is definitely better than that one, which I liked as well, but that is just something else. Swordfish, pretty good film. I don't think it held up as well when I rewatched it. It's like a coder hacker type film, but pretty nice cast as well. Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Saw this one a few times. Very quotable, very enjoyable Will Ferrell film. Here's one of my favorite films right here, Take Me Home Tonight. I thought this was just fantastic. Just for the 80s vibes that it gives, and the music, the soundtrack, and the cast. Oh my god, this is such a good film. Take Shelter, one of the strongest Michael Shannon performances. It's a slow build, and don't expect to see like so much about the apocalypse in this. It's more like the psychological aspect of it, how it affects this family. This is a really good film. The Talented Mr. Ripley, really good Matt Damon thriller. Very good film, that one. I wanted to read the book as well. Now we got some Taylor Swift coming. Close your eyes if you're not a fan. Journey to Fearless. Nice little concert film with like backstage stuff as well. Nice set list. Great film. Became a fan of her around like the a little after Fearless, before Speak Now, and then I've just been a fan since then. And then we have the Speak Now World Tour live, full CD and Blu-ray. Really like this tour. Went on this tour. I thought it was fantastic. And then we have an amazing Taxi, another steelbook in my collection that I think is just fantastic. Taxi Driver, Martin Scorsese film. Amazing, amazing film. Just love that one. And then we have a really good film that not a lot of people know about, Teen Spirit. It's like Elle Fanning being on a music show, like kind of like American Idol, but pretty good music in that one, and I like Elle Fanning. A historic epic, 10 Commandments, Cecil DeMille's epic. I love this film. It's almost 4 hours long, but it's like that era of like giant studio films, like 10 Commandments, Cleopatra. I love those types of films, so I have that one for sure. Tenebrae, really good Dario Argento film. As with all the giallos that he does, a lot of good blood, scenery. I mean, just like the visuals of it is just fantastic. Here's one I was disappointed with, Tenet. Yeah. It's not that it's confusing, because I don't think it is if you pay attention, but it's just like too much high concept. Takes me out of the element of really enjoying the film. So that's probably one of my least favorite Christopher Nolan films. That was also a blind buy because of the pandemic. Terminal, really good Steven Spielberg film. I like Tom Hanks in this. This is a charming film. And then we have the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I do have the original in a steelbook that's coming later, with Jessica Biel. I love this film. I think it's amazing. There Will Be Blood. Speaking of amazing, Daniel Day-Lewis in one of the best performances ever. His best one for sure. And that's crazy to say because he's so good in everything. And this is probably Paul Thomas Anderson's best film as well. Amazing film. Oh my god, this is a powerhouse of a film. I had to rewatch that to really appreciate it too. They Live, got this in a Scream Factory sale. Pretty good with Roddy Piper, which is kind of bizarre that a wrestler was doing a full-on acting role, but it was good. Nice concept as well. Speaking of John Carpenter, we got The Thing in this nice Scream Factory release. Got this like day one. Came with a poster as well. Classic. This Is the End. Very funny, self-aware film, comedy film about the end of the world. I like that one a lot. And here is a George Lucas, early George Lucas film, THX 1138, before he did Star Wars. Watch this if you're a fan. It's not for everybody, but I find it enjoyable. And then we have the final film in this row, Thor, the first one. I mean, I'm not crazy about this, but completing the MCU. And then that's this row. And then we're going to go do 2 more and then go to the actual physical boxes, which should be easier to shoot as well. Thank you so much for watching.